Hey guys, it's Tegan here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be taking you through a full body Pilates workout with a set of light weights. The set of weights I'm using is 1 kilo each. So they are very light. If you don't have access to weights, you could always fill up some water bottles or grab some canned vegetables from your pantry. But you can also do this workout without any weights. It just adds a little bit of that extra burn. So I really hope you guys enjoy this one. As always, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel to grow. And if you did enjoy this workout, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below and share my channel around. All right, let's get straight into it.
So we're going to be starting warming up our abdominal and core muscles. So slowly make your way down onto your back with your knees bent, feet hip distance apart, and your feet quite close back to your glutes. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling and then externally rotate your knee so that your knee is pointing out towards the side of the room. We're going to start with some leg circles. So lower the leg down through center, then circle it out, around, and back up. Exhale to lower, inhale to circle out, around, and back up. So we really want to think about engaging our lower abdominal muscles. So think belly button to spine to stop our back from arching as we circle our leg around. You also want to keep your left stabilizing knee nice and still as well. It's just that right leg moving within the hip socket. We'll do a few more circles this direction before we reverse the circle. Amazing. Let's do one more in this direction. And then we'll reverse the circle. So circling that leg out, around and down, and then bringing it back up through center. Circling out, around and down, bringing it back up through center. We really want to keep externally rotating our thigh bone in the hip socket. So keep pointing that knee out to the side, pointing the toes as well, lovely long lines here, and keep scooping belly button to spine, engaging those lower abs. Lovely, we'll do one more circle here, and now we'll switch over to the other leg. So extending your left leg out towards the ceiling, really stretching the back of the left knee, pointing those toes. Rotate that knee out to the side. Exhale as you lower that leg down through center. Then inhale, circle it out, around, back up. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift. Keep rotating that knee out to the side and drawing your belly button down towards the spine, engaging those lower abdominals. Keep it up, guys, focusing on all of those alignment points we did on the first side. Last circle in this direction. Amazing, and let's switch directions now. Circling out, around, down, and then bringing the leg back up through center. Circling out and down, lifting it back up through center. So exhale as you lower, inhale to bring it back up. Still rotating that knee out towards the side, stretching the back of the left knee and pointing those toes up towards the ceiling. Last circle in this direction. Amazing. You can lower that left foot back down to the mat. We're we're going to be moving on to an exercise called lift and extend. So starting with your right leg, lift it to tabletop, then straighten that right leg out, bring it back to tabletop and lower it down to the mat. Left leg to tabletop, straightening it low, bending it back to tabletop and replacing it down on the floor. Keep alternating sides here. You really want to be engaging those lower abdominals, so think belly button to spine, especially as you straighten that leg away from the body. The tendency here is going to be to want to arch your spine as you pull that foot away from the body. But if you engage your lower abdominals, we can stop that from happening. Every time you extend that leg, reach through those toes, straightening the back of the knee and using your breath to help you here. So inhale, tabletop, exhale, straighten, inhale, back to tabletop, exhale, lower. Keep going with that breathing pattern and it will help engage those abdominals. We'll do one more on each leg. Last one here. And then return both feet down to the mat. We're going to come into an ab curl. So bring your hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide, really scooping that belly button to spine. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, curl up, lifting the head and shoulders. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl. Think curling your ribs down to your hips. And inhale to lower. Make sure you keep your elbows nice and wide here. The head is relaxed back into the hands. And we're using the strength of our abdominals to lift the head and shoulders. Keep scooping belly button to spine here. Eyes on that belly button so you can really engage those lower abdominals to scoop that belly button. And keep on using your breath, exhaling every time you curl. We have 2 more curls here before we make it an oblique curl. So last one here, big exhale. And now the next time you curl up, you're going to curl one shoulder over to the opposite rib to make a little bit more of a spinal rotation here. So exhale, curl shoulder to opposite rib, or you could think of it elbow to opposite knee. Really targeting the obliques here, using our breath to help with the movement, but still keeping your elbows nice and wide. So we don't want to cheat and kind of bring that elbow nice and close to the knee. We still want to keep them wide, using the strength of our abdominals to make the curl. Amazing. Let's do one more to each side. Lovely. We are now going to pick up those weights and bring one into each hand and then straighten both of your hands up to the ceiling and float both legs into a tabletop position, squeezing your knees together. From here, we're just going to extend our arms overhead, keeping them nice and straight, and then pull them back up to the ceiling. Exhale as you straighten those arms overhead. Inhale to pull them back to the ceiling. Good. Making sure you're in a true tabletop position here. So we want our knees directly over the hips. We don't want them creeping any closer. And really make sure as you lift your arms overhead, you engage those lower abdominals to stop your back from arching or your ribs from flaring. Lovely. Keep going here, using your breath to guide the movement. Amazing. Let's do one more, reaching those arms overhead and keep them pointing up to the ceiling now. We're going to keep them nice and still and start working our legs. So you're going to alternate tapping one toe down to the mat and then lifting it back to tabletop. So keeping those legs in tabletop and just tapping the toes and lifting back. The challenge here would be to tap your toes further away from your body. It's going to be easier if you tap your toes closer to your glutes, but the aim is to try and keep that 90-degree angle with the knees and just tap the toes down. Keep those arms nice and still and keep scooping belly button to spine here. Exhale to tap, inhale to return. Lovely. Let's do one more on each side. Amazing. Keep your legs in tabletop and those arms reaching up to the ceiling. We're going to move into dead bug. So you're going to straighten your left leg as your right hand reaches overhead and then change sides. Straighten the right leg and lengthen the left arm overhead. Good. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So it's opposite arm and leg stretching out away from the body here. There's going to be a big tendency for that spine to want to arch and the ribs to want to flare, but we're going to be engaging those core muscles to stop that from happening. Good. Reaching out really long with those hands and feet. You guys have got this. It's our last abdominal exercise here, so stay strong, not long to go. Amazing work. Let's do one more on each side. And you can finally lower those feet and arms. Good job, guys. We are finished with the abdominals. Now let's work our arms a bit. So we're not going to be using the dumbbells for the next exercise, so just place them out of the way. And you're going to come down to lie on your tummy. So have your legs out straight, nice and long, and then bend your elbows in at a 90-degree angle in line with your shoulders. So your elbows will be in line with your shoulders and your hands will be up at forehead height. All we're going to do here is start by drawing our shoulder blades down and back to lift our head and chest off the mat, and then lower. So you want to draw those shoulder blades down and back to lift the head and chest and then lower. It's not a big movement. We're just doing a trap activation here before we work on our arms a bit more. So use your breath. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower, and really focus on that mind to muscle connection. So drawing those shoulder blades down and in to lift the head. Lovely. Keep your eyes on the mat here so that your chin is tucked in and that neck is nice and long. We'll just do a few more here. Amazing. Let's do one more, lifting the head and then lowering back down. Awesome. So now our trapezius muscle will be nice and activated to help support us for the rest of our arm exercises. So grab a hold of those dumbbells, sweep your hands out nice and long down to your hips, Shoulders down and back, lift the head and shoulders and the arms sweeping down beside you. And we're gonna rotate our palms to flip up and down, up and down. So it's not a big movement, it's just flipping the palms up and down, but you do want that movement coming from your shoulder joint as well. So you're not just flicking the wrist, you're actually rotating the whole arm up and down, whilst still keeping your head and shoulders up high off the mat. Keep reaching those arms down to the feet, nice and long. We just have a few more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Hopefully you have targeted your triceps with that exercise. So come onto your hands and knees now. We're going to be in a 4-point kneel. And we're going to do a little tricep extension here. So starting with the right hand, bend your right elbow into the side of your waist, extend that right arm back, then bend it back in and replace it down on the floor. Lift the elbow, straighten the arm, bend it back in, replace down. Awesome, keep going with that, really targeting our tricep here. You want to make sure that you're not sinking into your left shoulder here though, so really lift out of your shoulders, keeping them down and back away from the ears. Core is nice and strong, lifting our belly button up towards the spine, and we're just focusing in on that right tricep. We have 2 more here before we hold that arm straight. Amazing. Keep that right arm straight back behind you, lift it up high, flip the palm to face the ceiling, and we're just going to do little pulses here. Up, up, up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. You can lower that arm back down and we have another side to do. So this time lifting that left elbow, then straightening the arm behind you, rebending and replacing back down. Lift the elbow, straighten the arm, rebend, place it back down. Still thinking of all of those lovely alignment points here, scooping belly button up to the spine. We're not sinking into our right shoulder and we're using our breath to help us here. Good, keep going guys. We did it on that first side, so we can do it again on this side. Amazing. Let's do 2 more before we hold that arm straight. Lovely. Lift that left arm, sweep it back behind, flip the palm to face the ceiling, little pulses. Up, up, squeezing that tricep to lift that arm up, but we aren't sinking into our right shoulder this time. Good. Use your breath. Exhale, exhale, belly button to spine here. Not long to go. Really targeting that tricep. 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. You can lower those dumbbells down. We are finished with them for now. We're going to move on to an exercise called Tricep Circles. So give a little shake of your wrist here before we come back onto our hands and knees. Amazing. From here, we're going to bend those elbows back towards our back line so they're not flaring out. We lower our chest, shift forward, and then press back up. So bend the elbows to lower the chest, shifting forward, and then pressing up. So we're kind of making a little circular movement here. The main aim is to not have those elbows flare out to the side, so they stay pointing back towards the back of the room. Good, and we're just bending, shifting, and straightening. Inhale to bend, exhale to shift, and press back up. Really targeting the triceps again with this move. Keep drawing your belly button up to your spine and using your breath to help you here. Lovely, let's do 2 more circles here. Use your breath to help you. This is a tough exercise. Last one. Amazing. All right, we have 1 more exercise here, and that is a plank hold. So make your way into your plank position, wrists underneath the shoulders. Curl your toes to come up onto your feet, lifting those knees. And let's begin our plank hold. So we just spent a long time activating all of our arm and core muscles to help support us in this plank hold. So on your inhale, think belly button to spine. On your exhale, lift out of your shoulders. We're not here for much longer. You're doing such a great job. Squeeze those glutes, squeeze the quads as well. Everything is activated in this position. A few more breaths to go. Inhale, belly button to spine. Exhale, press out of those shoulders, almost there. Inhale, exhale, last one. Inhale, exhale. Amazing work, guys. Let's drop those knees down and have a little rest. We are done with the upper body. Let's work our glutes now. So grab a hold of 1 dumbbell and we'll be coming to lie down on our side. So extend your bottom arm out long and we'll just rest our head in the arm. Then we'll bend our knees in and take 1 dumbbell and hug it behind your top leg. So for me, this was my right knee resting on top and I've got that dumbbell squeezed between my knee and thigh. We're just going to start off with a clam here. So all we're doing is exhaling to open the knee, inhale to close. We also still want to be thinking about our core here, so that as we open the knee, the hips don't roll backwards and the spine doesn't move. It's just that knee opening and closing. Lovely. Keep it up. We've got 3 more to go before we keep that knee pressed open. Last 2. Last 1. Keep that knee open. We're going to tap our knees together and then our toes together. Knees and toes. Still squeezing in on that dumbbell. We've got a little internal and external rotation here. So really targeting that side glute as well as working on our hip mobility. Lovely. Still engaging that core so that your hips don't roll backwards or forwards. We want our shoulders and hips stacked here. Just moving that thigh bone within the hip socket. Lovely. Keep it up and not long to go here. Amazing, all done. Let's take that dumbbell now and we're just going to rest it midway down the thigh for our next series. We're going to come into a clam kickout. So same action before, open your knee, then straighten your leg back in line with your body, bring it back to clam and close the knee. Open, straighten, rebend, and close. Just having that dumbbell there resting on our thigh to add a little bit of extra weight to the movement. Lovely. We have one more before we keep that leg straight. Amazing. Keep that leg straight up at hip height. We're just going to do little lifts here above hip height. So lifting and then lowering, lifting and lowering, but make sure you only lower to hip height and lift up higher than your hip. We still want that top waist to remain nice and long here, so we're not crunching into it. We're just moving that leg up and down from the hip socket. Should be starting to feel a nice burn here in that side glute. Keep using your breath though, getting oxygen to the muscles. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Last two. Last one. Amazing. Still keep that leg up high though. Flex the feet, sweep the leg forward and rotate your toes down towards the mat. And we're lifting and lowering from this internal rotation position. So keep pointing those toes down to the mat. Really big burner this one. Use your breath to help you. Exhale, lift, exhale, lift. Amazing. Keep flexing that foot. Rotating the knee down, not long to go. Last 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg lifted, sweep it back in line with the body. Last exercise here, we are sweeping that leg forward with a pointed toe, then sweeping it back with a flexed foot. Forward, point the toe, backwards, flex the foot. When you're sweeping that leg forward and backwards, imagine you are dragging it through really tough mud to create extra resistance in the body. This is your last exercise here. Let's finish off strong. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Last 2, sweep it forward, sweep it back. Last 1, sweep it forward, sweep it back, and then you can bend that knee and lower it back down. Whew, really tough exercise. Give that bum a little massage. We're going straight over into the other side. So lying out long on your bottom arm, grabbing a hold of that dumbbell and squeezing it behind that knee. Starting off with our clam. So just opening the knee and closing the knee. Really making sure our shoulders and hips are stacked here. Core is strong so that as you open that knee, the hips don't roll backwards, they remain nice and stacked. Lovely. Keep it up, guys. We did it all on the first side, so we can do it all again on this side. We have 2 more to go. Last one, keep that knee open. And now we're going to tap the knees together, tap the toes together. Knees and toes, still squeezing in on that dumbbell, just doing an internal and external rotation. Really hitting that side glute with this one. Keep breathing naturally here, getting oxygen to your muscles, starting to feel a nice little burn in the side of our glute. Last 2. Last one. Amazing. Let's take that dumbbell out from the knee and we'll have it resting on our top thigh for our clam kick out. So start by opening the knee, then straightening the leg back in line with the body, rebending and closing. Good. Open the knee, straighten the leg, rebend and close it in. Lovely. Let's do one more here and then we'll keep our leg lifted up at hip height. And now let's just do little lifts from here. So that leg is straight, back in line with our body, and we're just lifting and lowering. Lifting to above hip height and lowering to hip height. Good, making sure our waist stays nice and long here. The movement is coming from the hip and glute. Really strong work, guys. Keep pointing those feet, flexing the back of the knee, a nice long straight leg, pulsing up and up. Last 3, 2, last one. Keep that leg lifted though. Sweep it forward. We're going to flex the feet, rotate the knees and toes down to the floor. Little lifts up, up. Good. This is a really strong exercise on that side glute. So keep internally rotating, pointing the knees and toes down to the mat with that flexed foot. Lifting up, up above hip height. You guys have got this. Keep breathing. Core is strong. Not long to go. Last 3, 2, and last one. Amazing. Keep that leg lifted though. Sweep it back in line with the body. Point the toes. Sweep the leg forward. Flex the foot and sweep it back. So as you sweep that leg forward, you have a pointed toe. As you sweep it back, you have a flexed foot. As we sweep, we want to make sure that we're dragging that foot through really tough mud, creating extra resistance in the body. It's all about that mind to muscle connection. This is your last exercise of the entire workout, so try and keep that leg lifted up at hip height. Not long to go. We have 2 more here and then we are finished. Last one, big sweep forward and a big sweep back. You can lower that leg down and you are all finished. Thank you so much for joining me in this workout. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.